We're in my garage gym. I've got my 2 dogs with me, and we are going to be training back and biceps. I started my cut in Memorial Day. I was 257 pounds, and now I am 227 pounds. My goal is to get down another 5 pounds in the coming month. And while doing all this, I have maintained lifting heavy with appropriate rest breaks in between sets. Clients ask me all the time when they're cutting, should they be increasing their reps? Should they be lifting lighter weight? Should they be having shorter rest breaks in between sets? And the fact is, if you want to maintain muscle mass, you have to keep your protein up, having at least 0.8 grams of protein per pound a day, and you want to maintain lifting heavy weight. In fact, if you can actually get stronger while cutting weight, that is a really good indicator that you may be building a little bit of muscle, or at the very least, maintaining all your muscle while dieting. Today, we're gonna train back. I'm gonna do approximately 6 sets of back. I'm gonna do a couple sets of rear delts, and then we're gonna do some biceps while training. I'm gonna warm up first and foremost, doing some chin-ups. This gets both my biceps and my back involved. You always wanna start a warm up with something that's easy for you. So obviously, if chin-ups are difficult for you, you wouldn't warm up with that weight. For me, I'm gonna have no problem doing some bodyweight chin-ups. Just did 5 repetitions, nice and easy. I'm gonna time this on my Apple Watch. I just bought the new Ultra 3. I absolutely love it. I'm gonna go grab a weight vest from my car, and then I'm gonna do my working sets with the weight vest. Okay, went out to my car. I grabbed my GoRuck weighted vest. I also have a GoRuck rucking vest. Love both of these. I have no affiliation with the company. However, they did send me these products for free, and I do highly recommend them. All right, we got 40 pounds plus body weight. We're gonna go 1 rep shy of failure. Ooh, awesome. So I would count chin-ups, which is what I'm actually doing, not pull-ups. Chin-ups, both a bicep and a back movement. So I'm gonna count it towards my bicep volume today. I'm gonna do 2 sets of these chin-ups. I'm gonna count it towards my back, in particular my lat. And then we're gonna count it also towards my biceps. When I get done with these, I'm gonna go to another lat movement. Then we're gonna get into a couple sets of chest supported rows, get more of my upper back muscles working. So that's gonna be our 6 sets of back, 2 sets of our bicep. We'll get some real delt work, and then we'll end with another set of biceps, and that will be our session for today. Okay, second set of chin-ups. That first set, I went 1 rep from failure. This is surprisingly tough for me today, my arms. My back's gotten really strong, but I really felt this in my arms as I was pulling up. All right, here we go. I took a 3-minute break here. Serious compound movement with some serious weight. Oh, 7 reps with 40 pounds of weight. Next movement we're gonna do is actually a TikTok movement I learned that I'm really appreciating. They're called Keenan flaps. You can do them either what's called a frontal plane like this, or from a sagittal plane. We're gonna set it up. My cable pulleys, I have a Reps Athena here. It has both the lever arms that you see here, and then it also has these cable pulleys that track down. I'll set this bad boy up so I'm able to pull down to my side. I'll show you. I think it's actually a really awesome movement. Every now and then, something on social media actually pans out to be real.
My name's Jacob Zemer, and I've helped thousands of people get in the best shape of their life. There are plenty of apps out there that focus on your training or your nutrition or even your health. However, very few apps address all 3 aspects. And in order to get in the best shape, you must address all of them. For that reason, my app has an educational program that will teach you about preventative health, blood work, cardiovascular activity, along with providing custom training for as many days as you can commit to and the exact gym equipment you have available. Also, you will have have a tailored nutrition plan based on your unique physiology. I wanted something that everyone could afford. All of this is available for $1 a day on my website. Right now, if you click the link in bio under app, there's a 7-day free trial. I'm looking forward to helping you change your life.
Okay, next exercise. I'm gonna use a cuff for this. You don't have to use a cuff, but I'm telling you, especially if you're in your 40s and you're not using these, you guys are missing out, because tennis elbow or any sort of elbow tendonitis gets really rampant as you age. And so using cuffs, it can take a lot of pressure off your forearms, a lot of pressure off your elbows. Really, really helpful to be able to lift weight and not have to worry about it. Key here is keep a very long arm. A lot of lat from this movement. Oh man. Again, taking those about 1 rep for failure. So I could have probably done 1 more, and that would have been to the absolute brink of what I'm capable of doing there. So I'll do the other side now. After I get done with the other side, I'll take about a 2-minute break. Be about approximately 3 minutes between sides. I'm gonna do 2 sets of this, around 10 repetitions. So we did our chin-ups, then we are doing our Keenan flaps, and then I'm gonna do a wide grip row to address my upper back, do some rear delt work, and then end with a bicep set. The key really is you don't have to do a ton of exercises to build muscle, and especially to maintain muscle, but what you do have to do is make it count. You know, I have a 6-month-old son, wife, clearly dogs. This week I'll probably have worked about 60 hours, and so I don't have a lot of time to go to the gym. I'm very fortunate to have a garage setup like this, but for most people, the hardest part is actually getting to the gym. So once you're there, you really need to push yourself. Very close to failure. Okay, we just did the right side. Took our break. I would say standard break for compound movements, 2 to 3 minutes. For isolation, hi baby. For isolation movements like this, you can really take 1.5 minutes, 2 minutes tops. All right, here we go. Long arm. All right, 9 reps on the first one, 8 reps on the second one. We'll do the other side. And then I'm gonna show you my REP Pepin dumbbells. I have SmartFit dumbbells. I have REP Pepin dumbbells. I need to order the new 100-pound metal SmartFit dumbbells to do a review. I think they'll send them to me. They sent me the last pair, so I can review for you guys. We're gonna do use the REP Pepins, lift some big boy weight, and do some wide grip rows to address our upper back. Because so far, we've done a lot of lat work. Now I wanna do some upper back work. When it comes to training upper back versus mid back, like lats versus like your traps, it's not an all or nothing thing. When you're doing a movement where your elbows are flared, there's still gonna be some lat engagement. It's just gonna be much more minimal than if your elbows were tucked. So for this movement, because we've already done plenty of lat work, I'm really gonna grab these and pull them, flaring my elbows, so that I can mostly address like my upper traps, get a little rhomboid, but there will still be some lat involved in it. So I'm gonna make sure that I'm nice and supported here. Grab my dumbbells. This is much harder when you flail your elbows out versus keeping them tucked in. If my elbows were tucked in, I'd probably be using like 120-pound dumbbells. Ugh. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Man. Ooh. When you pull, you're really trying to get yourself in a position where your elbows are about in line with your spine. So you can see here, like that's a good pull to me. This is a good pull. That is unnecessary. Even if your elbows are tucked, this is a great pull. You squeeze your shoulder blades together, even better. But this This is not additional benefit. There's no benefit for getting back there like that because all that is happening is your shoulder girdle is rotating. So when you pull, get your elbows in line with your spine, you can squeeze your shoulder blades together at the end there, but there's no benefit to rotate your elbow like that because it's just the rotation of your shoulder joint. We got one more set for upper back. I don't do a ton of upper back work. I don't feel like I need bigger traps. Matter of fact, honestly, at this stage in my life, I'm 42. I'll be 43 in February. Bigger traps just equals more sleep apnea. I've worked very hard to drop down my weight so that I don't snore at night because my number one priority for me is health. I want to be alive to see my son. We're having another son. I'm going to be 60 years old before these kids get out of the house. I'm going to be a young 60. I'm going to be a Jack 60. And I sure as fuck am going to make sure I'm there for it. So health is my number one priority in my life. Okay, another 3-minute break. And this is going to be our 6th set in the back. And remember, I'm counting those chin-ups towards bicep volume. So we've so far done, after this, 6 sets of back and 2 sets of biceps. There is no bicep involved in these rows at all. But the chin-up, just the way it's positioned, it's very similar to elbow extension and flexion under load. And watch those elbows. Ew, they get the spine. Let's go. Oh, man. Ooh. Nice freaking job. We're gonna take another break. We'll come over here. We're gonna do reverse flies. When doing upper back, you are gonna get some rear delt involved, but it's only 2 sets. I like to get somewhere between 3 and 5 working sets per part of the muscle. So if you think about lat, the first 4 exercises I did really address lats. This exercise, maybe we count that wide grip row as a half set towards lat volume. So I've about 5 sets into lats in particular muscles of my back. I've got 2 real sets for my traps, 2 sets for my rear delts, and these flies, there's a little bit of trap, there's a lot of rear delt. Those wide grips, there's a lot of trap and a little bit of rear delt. I'll be basically 5 sets into lats and 4 sets into my upper back. And then we'll finish up with some biceps. And that's it, I gotta go back. I gotta head over to Larchmont, New York. I'm up in northern Westchester right now. I'm heading back down there to the studio to train some semi-private clients. And then we just had a September challenge. It was called our September Sprint. We had 120 something people on the challenge, and some of them are converting over to coaching clients. So I have some business calls. It'll be kind of a long day, but that's routine. I've helped thousands of people get in the best shape of their life. This has been my life's work. I mean, other than my son, this has been my contribution to the world. So I've helped a lot of people get in incredible shape. All right, we're gonna do our flies. Oh man, when you do those, it's very important that the entire time you reach. So you should only be able to clear about here. If you start getting about here, you're getting the lats involved because the shoulder blades are squeezing. It's not about scapular retraction, it's actually about protraction, reaching the entire time. So you come back, and then you don't let your hands cross. What's up, wild man? You're crazy. Let your hands reach, pull back, come back. So I'm reaching here, like I'm trying to poke somebody's eye out, trying to poke somebody's eye out, trying to poke somebody's eye out. In order for me to get back further, my shoulder blades have to squeeze together. That's not the purpose of this exercise. So that's our first set of rear delts. We have one more here, then we do our biceps and hit the road. Okay, we're doing our second set of rear delts here. I only took about a 2-minute break here because this is an isolation movement. We're primarily just working our rear delts. There will be some trap, but you can see again. Oh yeah. And comes to isolation movements like rear delt, bicep curl, you should be going near to failure. Like that was, I could not get a single other rep. The other ones I was doing like 1 rep to failure, that had 0 reps in reserve. I went all the way to failure on that movement. I'm gonna go pretty quickly here. right into my biceps. And the reason for that is that rear delt fly had nothing to do with biceps. So I'm not gonna take like a full 2-minute break. Take a couple seconds and go rip through these bad boys and get on the road. What am I gonna curl? I like to put the bench back. That allows me to get my elbows behind me so I can really work. And then what I make sure I do is I really rotate through there. So when we did those chin-ups, I was doing one of the primary functions of the bicep, which is flexion and extension. I was also doing shoulder elevation, pulling up. But what I didn't have was any sort of supination and pronation, turning of the wrist. This movement will allow me to really turn my wrist. Oh, I got 40s. I think this will be a little light, but that's okay. We'll just get some reps in, finish things out. Oh yeah, this is actually perfect. I try to really control the negative on these, not because it has a muscle building benefit, but this does help with the labrum for shoulder health. And one of the things they tell you to do from a PT perspective is do eccentric bicep curls to help strengthen the labrum. Labrum is just a part of your shoulder that always gets degenerated as you age. 5. Oh man. Again, with our isolation movements, we're taking it really to the brink of failure. Our compound movements, we're taking about 1 to 3 reps to failure. I do always 1 rep, I just standardize it, but all the research tends to indicate that as long as you're at least 3 reps to failure, it's effective. And on the isolation movements, you should go even closer to failure. So all in for today's workout, we did 9 sets. I would count it, breaking down the back, 5 sets of lats, 4 sets of rear delt and traps, and I would consider it 3 sets of biceps. That's it. I did this workout in about 40 minutes. Something is always better than nothing. You can actually, if you know how to train appropriately, get an optimal workout in a very quick amount of time. My app, we have what's called the Prescribed program, where we build custom training programs for you, specifically around your gym space, what you have available. It's $185 a month. It includes bi-weekly check-ins. Monday and Friday, we check in with you. If that's too expensive for you, we have a $29.95. It's not truly custom, but it's based on how many days you can train, the equipment you have available. The other program actually includes us communicating with you and exactly built specifically for you. And you can find both of these on jacobzimmer.com. Help thousands of people get in the best shape of their life. Putting out at least 1 piece of long format content each and every single week here on YouTube, and daily content on Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube. Thanks for tuning in, guys. If you like what you saw, hit subscribe, and I hope this helps you train better.